$47 billion had just gone up in flames. WeWork had been one of the most valuable startups on the planet, and the founder believed he was the messiah who was going to solve the world's problems. However, WeWork was now bankrupt, being sued for billions and accused of being a cult. So, what really happened here? This is a story of obscene wealth, power, and dead unicorns. And as we go deeper down this rabbit hole, things will just get crazier and crazier. Welcome to the spectacular rise and fall of WeWork, one of the most insane business stories you'll ever hear. Knee pads for babies. Adam Neumann had an unusual childhood, to say the least. His family moved to 13 different places whilst he was growing up, meaning he never felt settled. One of those was a kibbutz in Israel, which was meant to be a self-sustaining socialist community. Whilst Adam enjoyed the communal feel, he didn't like that everyone in the community got paid the same amount, no matter which job they did. And so, in 2001, at 22 years old, Adam moved from Israel to New York for one simple reason. She wanted to get rich. He told friends that New York was where opportunity happens, and he soon set up his first business. The idea was simple: a women's shoe with a collapsible high heel, so the shoes could turn into flats. Adam quickly found a Chinese manufacturer to produce them. However, the first person who actually tried the shoes said it nearly sliced their finger off. The design was ugly and dangerous. So Adam went out with some friends to drown his sorrows that his first business idea seemed to be going nowhere. But in conversation over some beers, one friend asked why baby clothes didn't have knee pads for all the time babies spent crawling across hard floors. He'd said it as a joke, but Adam took it literally and thought it was a genius business idea. The next morning, Adam registered a trademark for a new baby clothes company called Crawlers. The slogan was, "Just because they don't tell you doesn't mean they don't hurt." Adam got some seed funding from his grandmother and other connections he'd made in New York, and then fully threw himself into this new business selling baby clothes with knee pads. Adam was a great salesman, and through his charisma and sheer persistence, he did manage to sell some baby clothes. It helped that he stood out so much at trade shows, which were typically filled with mothers. And yet here was this 6'5" childless guy with a booming voice, passionately telling crowds how babies couldn't possibly be happy in life without built-in knee pads. Of course, there were some obvious flaws with his idea. Babies had managed just fine for all of human history without knee pads, and babies only crawl for a few months, so would quickly grow out of the clothes. As a result, Crawlers was struggling to make a profit. Adam was becoming increasingly stressed. As he burned through his investment money, his hands started to shake. It was clear to Adam this business was never going to make him rich. He needed to think bigger. Green Desk Adam walked into an elevator with no shirt or shoes on and struck up a conversation with the strangers inside. One of those people was a guy called Miguel McKelvey, who would go on to become WeWork's co-founder alongside Adam. Miguel was in many ways the opposite of Adam. He was much more shy and introverted. But one thing they did have in common was their unusual childhood. Miguel had also been raised on a commune of sorts. It didn't seem a hugely happy childhood, though, as Miguel recalled dumpster diving and surviving largely off food stamps. However, Adam and Miguel